Elderly Kiwis in our largest city are crying out for help amid the cost of living crisis, with a charity telling Newshub they now account for 80% of calls.
One pensioner told Newshub she barely has enough money for food and can no longer afford petrol for her car. Nick Trubridge has this exclusive report.
Once Avon Lines pays her bills, there's very little left, barely $100 a fortnight for her and her partner to feed themselves.
I find at times that even half a dozen eggs I can't afford. You know, this is really hard and people don't understand it.
The 75-year-old's pantry is strikingly barren, mostly packets of rice and pasta. Her fridge, it's even emptier, some onions, half a cabbage, not much else.
Tonight, the pension goes into our accounts, and tomorrow hell starts because certain amount goes here, certain amount goes there, and you're left with what you're left with.
Which is sometimes
under $100.
Age Concern Auckland Chief Executive Kevin Lamb says Avon's predicament is commonplace.
They're coming to us to say, we simply can't make ends meet anymore. We don't know what to do. We don't know where to turn.
Calls to the charity from elderly Kiwis struggling with the cost of living used to account for 10 to 15% of all calls to the charity. But they've skyrocketed, today representing 75 to 80% of total volume.
They're buying food, cheap food, minimal amount of food, and they're trying to ration that out across the course of a week.
It's a nationwide problem. Age Concern in Wellington telling Newshub of an increase in calls from seniors who simply can't afford appropriate housing. It all comes as the country braces for the biggest interest rate hike in its history, with the official cash rate to be announced on Wednesday.
It would be nice to have a little more, just so that perhaps I could go to the movies or go out.
Unrelenting costs leaving our oldest on the breadline. Nick Trubridge, Newshub.